Welcome to your business growth channel. I'm Ari, and today we're focusing on email marketing. And is it still real? Well, I'm here to tell you the answer is yes. And why? Well, there's two types of marketing, and really two types of what's called traffic. It's traffic you own and traffic you borrow. So traffic you own, those are your emails. That's the Excel sheet. That's the clipboard that you passed around in your last event. That's the people who opted into your lead magnet. Those are the people who you, in theory, own. Weird way of thinking about it, but that Excel sheet, no one's taking it away from you. Whereas social media, Google, that's called borrowed traffic. And as much as it's quite reliable, it's not yours. We've all seen the Facebook and Instagram blackout. We've all heard the conversation that Twitter is now changing. We have maybe even seen that TikTok might be getting banned in the United States. So here are ways that you can maximize your email marketing and make it work for you. So what are the basics of email marketing? One, it's consistency. Now, I get it. You're like, well, who reads my emails? Guess what? The people that want to read your emails. It might be the same people that consume your content on social media. Two, how often should I send it? Well, here's a rule of thumb. Send it as often as you feel comfortable with, but no less than twice a month. And the reason is that you want to be top of mind. When people make buying decisions, it's because they have that reminder consistently that you exist, your service exists, your products exist. So be top of mind. And one of those ways is, as you see here, this is my inbox. You see how there's different names? Those names create micro impressions. And those micro impressions lead to people remembering you. So for example, there's clients of mine that have been on my email list for years, and now is when they decided to join my coaching programs. And the reason is that maybe 3 years ago they weren't ready, 10 years ago they weren't ready, but they're ready now. So make an effort to stay inside people's inboxes. Now, what do you tell them? What do you say? One of the things, and I'll tell you, my favorite newsletters to read are the ones that actually give me some sort of knowledge or value. For example, you might be seeing this video inside my newsletter, inside one of my blogs. And it's what's called a value-based email. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm not selling you anything. All I'm doing is giving you some sort of a awareness, wisdom, skill set, a tool, little gifts. I'm all about little gifts. It's funny enough, like in my love languages, I'm not a big gift giver, actual physical, but I love giving these types of gifts of service, of knowledge. So it's all about being gracious and generous. Okay, so that's number one. That is one thing you can send. And if you're like, I don't even know what that looks like, ask yourself, who's on the other side of that email and how could they benefit from what I know and or do today? So that's the basics. That's number one. Number two is, yes, you're allowed to sell. You're allowed to sell your services, your offers in your email. I mean, Gap does it. Your favorite food does it. Your favorite products do it. So why not you? You should be selling your products and services via your newsletters, via your inbox. Why? Because if not, your business won't grow. And then you won't have time to be there doing the things you love because you're gonna have to get another job. So sell in your newsletters. Now, here's a maybe ratio rule of thumb is that you don't want to always be selling. You wanna always be connecting, always giving value, and then ask. For example, here's a good structure that I love to do in my newsletters, and you might wanna steal this for yourself. Personal story. Stories always connect better than telling people things. So what stories can you embody and then share so that they're relatable to your readers, to your ideal clients? Is it something that happened to you in the past? Is it a story of somebody else? Maybe it's an anecdote. Use stories. if we look back at even religion, what are the ways that people communicated back in the days? Through stories, through parables. So implement that into your writing style. We just started doing this again because we had moved away from it a little bit, and I've been getting some great results. So super excited. So share a story. Then make that story relate to the thing that you are promoting or pushing. Maybe it's a personalized session, maybe it's a course, maybe it's a summit. So figure out which of these pieces can relate to that story so that you have an easy segue into there. And with that, it'll make it simpler for people to feel at ease. Okay, so story, connect that story to the promotion, okay, or the call to action at the end of the day, because it could just simply be watch this video for the next steps, right? And then the last thing is tell people about what you're, right? Maybe you have an events section. Maybe it's just straight up little, this is what I'm up to, and then list your services, put a button for people to buy. Maybe it's directing people to a phone call. So once you do that, then it can help have structure to the way you write and consistency so that people know what to expect. I love also sharing resources. I use my Amazon link so that if anybody buys, I make a couple bucks, why not? But I might share a journal, I might share a product that I'm using for wellness. Anything like this is really, really helpful to engage people and make sure that they not just see that it's your stuff all the time, but you're also giving them resources. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a mantra, maybe it's meditation. But again, the more that we can be generous and gracious, and then also feel okay asking for the sale, then, or the next call to action, because that sale might be register for my webinar, register for my challenge. And then little by little, you're gonna have an easier time sharing your newsletter and connecting with people straight in their inbox, because everybody checks their inbox and you're not dependent on our best friend, the algorithm. So I hope this was helpful. I would love to see what you're up to. And if you're trying to figure out ways on how to grow your email list, I've given you a resource below, 25 lead magnet ideas that you can do in 60 minutes or less. Bye.